want to share with you some of the things that I have, you know, felt the switch of lately, because I'm not at my ideal weight yet, but I'm at that point now where I'm confident enough to be like, all right, okay, this is achievable. If I manage to lose 20 kilograms in like 3 years, around that kind of, then anything is possible. Like, it's all about consistency and not giving up, and basically don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone, because the switch that happens when you go from a big girl to a normal sized person is dramatic. Because even I had a little bit of a whiplash. I was like, what the hell? What the hell just happened? Like, what? Like, it took me a bit to adjust to it. At first I was like, why is this happening to me? Like, at first when I look back at the photo, I was like, oh my god. But now looking myself in the mirror now, I was like, damn, like, it was so slow, the process, but when it hits, it just hits like a ton of bricks, and it's just like something that is like, you gotta like give yourself a little pat on the back. So I have a lot more respect now to people who go to the gym, who work on themselves, who take care of themselves, like cooking, like how they feed themselves, how they like wake up in the morning. Good on them, because the mind and body do correlate. Another thing that I have realized when I was at my heaviest and stuff, boys never were paying attention to me. Like, obviously you get a little bit of attention, but then again, I wasn't really looking out of it. They kind of see you as more invisible. But to girls, they were a lot more nicer, they were a lot more lenient. But looking back now, after losing that 20 kilograms, I realized back then it's probably because girls did not see me as a threat. They had nothing to be jealous over, and guys never really saw me as desirable. But now that I have lost 20 kilograms, boys now, I'm now visible to boys. Like, they're a lot more nicer, they're a lot more patient with me. They do things for me that are really kind, because the other day I went to a winery, my pen didn't work, so the staff didn't have to do it, but the guy, he got the pen and he basically fixed it up for me. And I was like, oh my god, like, before no one would ever do that for me, but now guys open doors for me, and I was like, oh my god, like, it's either like my mindset was like very rotten back then, or now that there has been a change. And I think that's why I was like a little bit confused. Everything I say now, it's not like a throwaway line, it is like, oh my god, is this what this girl actually thinks? Well, before no one really cared, like they never saw me as a threat, but now they're like, oh wow, you actually paid attention to me? That was so confused. I'm like, it was a joke, but okay. When I like interact with the girls who are bigger than me, they're a lot more short with me. I never looked at another girl like being like, oh my god, hate her. I probably was a little bit standoffish to like really pretty girls, and now I understand why like pretty girls like that 10 out of 10 who have the best bodies, who have best fashion, and their makeup is on point, always are alone. Because I heard from social media, if you're a pretty young thing, go to places alone and people will just speak to you. At first I was like, no, that's impossible, but no, people do speak to you. Like beforehand, when I was like a little bit heavier, granted I didn't really go out as much, I was working on losing weight, the attitude back then versus the attitude now, drastically different. So I went up to a girl, as in my own fashion. Like, sometimes in life you can look up on the internet, or you can just go straight to the source. When you actually think about it, when it's a girl at that, like, she got her life together, she's pretty, she's confident, and she walks into places like she owns it, and all you have to do is just go up to her and be like, hey, you're glowing, please tell me your secrets. They will tell you their secrets. Not all of them, but a lot of them do. So when I asked them, hey, how do you do XYZ, they like, obviously, oh, well, what do you want to know? And they will either say like Pinterest, or they have this influencer, or they have this skincare routine. But one thing that I have realized with all the pretty girls is that they all have mothers who are confident within themselves. One of the things I realized, your outer appearance does matter. Like before, when they used to tell you like, oh my god, you don't need to, just be yourself, it's a complete lie. Coming from me, who used to weigh like 100 kilograms, who lost 20 kilograms, now telling you, oh no, looks matter. Looks matter so much so, because when you lose the weight and actually look like someone who loves themselves, people will change their attitude to match it. But when you're heavier and then you have a good point, people do is they attack your outer appearance first. But if your outer appearance matches the inside of you, they got nothing to say to you. They get really pissed and stormed off. But at the end of the day, like, you want a compliment. Do you know how many like times now that I get into arguments and they can no longer say, oh my god, you're fat? It's amazing, because it's just like normally they just beat the hell out of you and you're just like, oh, like, why do you always have to go for like the out of appearance? But now looking back, I'm like, oh my god, like, if your insult was like, you're fat and you're ugly, just say you're insecure and you lost the conversation. Because if someone attacks the out of appearance, like, they're not a good person. And people who support people who hurt, like people from the out of appearance and stuff, I think you need to do some work and be like, do you really want that person in your life? Just something to think about. Have a nice day and talk to you later.
Okay, so I finished the workout. There we go. Getting there, but I want to show you how much I used to weigh. That's how much I used to weigh. Ah, cool. I'm gonna show you what I weighed like. So that is 20 kilograms. I'm going to pick that up. Wow. And I'm gonna put that there.